Okay, have you guys got this all down then?
Yeah.
So somebody remind me again real quickly what the other page was. I think it was page 624.
It's page
1,
605.
1, 4, and 5.
But on
Six.
4 you do the Eastern.
Yep. 1,
Division.
4. Just do the Eastern Division. So if I call it 4E, is that okay? And then what was the next one? 5?
Yeah.
Okay. And if you want to, just put that on the back of practice 19, all right? We said that would also be due Tuesday as well, right? Okay. So make sure you've got all that down, all right? Okay. Guys, here's the deal. I have a question for you. If I told you that on your test you got the following percentages right here. 1% was 80, 1% was 90, and 1% was, let's say 85. Okay? What do you think I'm going to do with those three scores to give you a final score? Add them all together and divide by how many you have, right? Is there a term for that? Mean, right? Okay, or some people will use a different word that means mean, which is what? Starts with a name. Average it out, okay? Again, my scores were an 80, an 85, and a 90. Another way I might have been able to do is to say, well, I think their score should maybe just be the one score that's in the middle. What's the word? That's the median. Maybe that's the way to do that, okay? We're going to talk about this. How many would say they've heard of median and mean before? Right? We're going to do some different stuff with it. We're going to look at it again real quickly to start, but there's some other stuff I want to add to it today that'll be a little different from what you've seen in the past. Besides mean and median, do you guys know another term that goes along with that? Mode. What's mode mean, Carrie? Range. Okay, go ahead and say range. What's range mean? Remember that what it means? Okay, I've heard of it. What's another one?
It's like the, I don't know.
What's it mean then?
Take the highest number minus the lowest.
So Cassidy is saying the range is just the distance from the highest number to the smallest number. How big of an interval or how large the set is, okay? Mode. I heard the word mode. Anybody remember what that means? Haley?
It's like the number that shows up.
It's going to be the number that shows up most often, all right? We're also going to hear about things like outliers. Okay? I guess the best example of an outlier is this. First of all, ages in this group. Who are my youngest? You guys are what, 14 to 16? Is that right? 14 to 16-ish in here? Okay. And then there's me, who's
34.
I wish.
38.
I'm not going to discuss that.
40.
18.
I'm almost 40.
37.
I'll be wearing the cane.
You're going to be wearing it?
Yep. It's going to be permanently attached to my hand.
That's pretty good.
I'm on my marathon in April with a walker. Okay. Yeah. If I took all the ages of people in this room right now, whose age would be the outlier in the group? Mine. Okay. Right? There's only cool people who are outliers. Is that right? Just kidding. Yeah. All right. So we get that. So guys, take a look. You already have the terms down right here, guys. We're going to identify what mean, median, mode, and range are, and you've talked about this before. So let's just kind of quickly review this, and then I really want to take this one step further with you today and show you some examples about mean and median that you probably haven't been exposed to, but I think it'll make total sense for you. So, guys, first thing right here. Find the mean, median, mode, and range of the data set. So let's do this real quickly. I'll pull my calculator up here. So, if our goal is to find mean, median, mode, and range and apply some of that stuff to data sets, the first thing up here for vocab is mean. And you told me another word for mean was what? The average, okay? Just an average right here, all right? It says it's the sum of the items in a data set divided by the number of items. First of all, how many numbers are in this data set up here, guys? 11 of them? Let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 11 numbers in that data set, right? Everybody agree? So somebody real quickly describe to me what I'm going to do with that data set to find a mean of that. Lily?
You add them all up.
Okay, so I'm going to add them all up. So, give me a second. All right, help me add my numbers up. Now I want to point out something very clearly in your calculator, because sometimes people make an incorrect finger stroke with the calculator and throw your answer all off. So I want to point something out. So what numbers? You want to read them off to me, Lily? 32 plus 64, you said? 2 64s?
Yeah.
Plus? All right.
73. 76. 80.
80, you said?
Yeah.
Okay.
83. 89.
Tell me when I get to my last piece of data. Is that the last one?
Yeah.
Okay. Here's what I want to make sure you understand. Before you hit that divide sign, before you ever hit a divide sign in a calculator when you're going through average, what should you probably do with your sum first? Total it up. So hit what value before you, or I'm sorry, hit what sign before you equals first. All right, 814. So all those numbers added up is 814. I'm going to take that number and divide by how much? Why 11? All right, so if I've done this correctly, what's my average score up here? 74 is the average. Okay, so if these were all your scores on assignments right here, what would be the average grade going in the book? 74. Okay, so we get that. Add that all up. Average here is 74. Now, I think I don't dispute that we know how to do that. All right. I want to talk about median of sets, and I want you to be careful on this because a median in a set can either be odd or it can be an even set. When I talk about an odd and even set, you might want to go to, I don't know. Just let me give you an example of an odd and even set, all right? An odd set of data would be something like this, 1, 7, and 9. Okay, why is that an odd set? That's a bad example. How about 1, 7, and 10? Why is this an odd set? You know, Carrie? How many items are in that set? 3. It's 3 odd or even? Odd. So it talks about the number of items in here, okay? How about this set? 1, 7, 10, and 12. What kind of a set is this? What kind of set is this next one down here? Odd or even? How many items are here?
Even.
There's 4 items, so therefore what, Megan? Even. You good? Good. So this is an even set and an odd set, okay? Guys, in an odd set, the median's listed. All right. Now, when you do median, you got to make sure you put your data in order from what to what? Smallest to largest. Am I okay right here? Yeah, they're all in order. What would the median of the set be? What number's in the middle of all the data? Isn't 7 right in the middle? How many numbers to the right? 1. How many numbers to the left of that? 1. So 7 would be the median. However, what happens in the situation where you've got an even set like this? Well, the middle's actually right here. Okay, it's between the 7 and the 10. So what I've got to do is average the 7 and the 10. Basically take 7 plus 10 and divide by what? 2. So in an even set, you're taking the 2 middle values, adding them up and dividing by what value? 2. What's 17 divided by 2 going to get me? So the median in this set, not listed, but it's generated from the 2 middle values. It's the average of the 2 middles. So the only time you're going to generate a median is if your set is odd or even.
Even.
Okay. Median's listed for an odd set. You'll generate a median in an even set. All right, no problem. So in the example up above right here, let's use these numbers right here to find the median. First of all, how many items were in this data set up top? There was 11. Is that odd or even? Odd. So will the median exist in the set, or will we have to generate a median?
Exist.
So the middle to me, it's probably 76, isn't it? Take the median as 76. How many numbers to the left of 76? And maybe I should back up. Are these all in order from least to greatest, by the way?
Yeah.
I'd say so. 5 numbers to the left of that. How many numbers to the right of it? 5. So what's the median going to be in that set? 76. Hey, how about a mode? What number appears most often up there? 64 appears 2 times. What about 89? Does 89 appear twice?
Yeah.
So what numbers appear the most up there? It's possible to have multiple modes, so 64 and 89. Okay. One outlier. What number looks like it probably doesn't belong in this data set? Probably the 32. 32 is just bad, isn't it? If these were like test scores. I'd probably say 32 is an outlier. It's a number that doesn't look like it belongs. Kind of like my age doesn't belong in this room right now, right? Everybody agree with that? Okay. How am I going to find the range again? What am I going to do? Jaden.
Take the high, take the lowest number and subtract it.
Okay, so what's your biggest value?
Sorry.
Your largest, okay, so you're saying you're ahead of me, So you would calculate this by taking what minus what?
92 and subtract 32.
Very good. Okay, so we've got this. I feel really good that you've got this, all right? Guys, I want to show you how to work that calculator. So let's go ahead and use example one. Is everybody into that statistics calculator right now? Okay. I don't doubt that you know how to do this. I think that this can help. In example one, it says the weekly salaries of 10 sales clerks at Howard's bookstore are $375, blah, 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 all the way through here, okay? To find the average of the salaries, what are you going to do? Well, you're going to add them all up and divide by how many there are, right? Okay. I want you to use this calculator to try and verify some stuff as you're working through it. So what I want you guys to do is to hop into, is everybody into that statistics calculator that I'm into right here? Are you guys right here?
Yeah.
Okay. How this works is the following. Basically, what you're going to do is submit some stuff right here, the numbers, and I'm going to submit that data from example one. So if somebody could read me those salaries from example one, that'd be really good. So what was the first value? Example one, what's my first salary there? I don't have it in front of me. 375. Now when you enter this data, all I want you to do is go 375 and then just put a comma after that, okay? Megan, you want to read the rest of them for me? Example one on the notes. The salaries is where I'm at. I am rates. This is where I'm at right.
350. Oh,
okay, this is where I'm at right. Hang on a second. I am right here. I need these salaries read right there. Okay. All right. So as I'm putting these in, let me get back to this. As I'm putting in 375, comma, what's the next one?
350.
350. Just put a comma after that.
440.
All right.
400. 400. 430. 650. 350. 410. And 210.
Okay. So I think it's set for 10 of them, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I've got 10 data values in there, okay? So all I'm going to do is this. First of all, guys, the title up here in this calculator, what's it say up top here? What's it say it up highlighted in blue right there? Arithmetic. Mean. Okay, so basically that's just going to find the average rate off the bat. Now, first things first. The way I put the data in down here, is that in ascending order or in order from least to greatest? No. Now, if you were doing this by hand, wouldn't you have to do it that way? You would, wouldn't you? Okay. So what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and hit the submit data part down here, and right up here, it tells you that the average is what? 401.5. 401.5. Okay. Now, guys, you got to think, realistically about this problem. This is talking about money, so monetarily, what's 401.5 going to look like as a solution to this? What's the average salary for these clerks? $401, and the 0.5 would mean how many cents? 50 cents, right? So 401.50 would be the average for number one. So right here, where you're at right here, the average salary right here, you are going to write. I'm not even going to try. I'll try here. Here you would write down that this is $401.50, right? Everybody agree? Good. Okay, $401.50. That's the average. Now, This is what's really cool about this calculator, because if you go back to where you were, you guys see all these links right up top here? After that, what's question 2 asking for? Range. Do you guys see this link that says range right here? Oh, there it is right there. Everybody see it? Everybody see it?
Yeah.
Your data set's still in here down, isn't it? So all you gotta do now is just go over and click range, and it'll just calculate a range for you, okay? So my data's already in there. What is the range? By the way, see how it tells you the highest and lowest values right there? Okay, so what are you gonna put down for range here in your next one right here? What did we say? Well, it was $650 minus how much? It was $650 minus 210, wasn't it? And what did that equal? What'd that equal? 440, right? Everybody agree there? Are you with me? Are you with me on that for range? Okay. Last question becomes this. Are there any outliers in this data set? Would you guys figure any outliers for salaries here? Looks like a lot were around 300 and 400. Are there any outliers? 650. 650 might be the person who's been there the longest. What do you think 210 might represent? Somebody who just started. Okay, so I would say for outliers right here, for outliers, probably $210. And the other outlier would be $650. Okay. How you guys feel about this? Guys okay with it? Okay, questions first page, Austin. Go up for a second. That part? Let me know when you got it, okay, Austin? Austin, good? Okay. Hey, here's what I want to do real quickly. Any questions about page 1, first of all? Jump to page 2 for me on your notes then, please. Here's what I want you to do. I would like you guys to go ahead and use this data that's right here. Whoops, I don't want to do that. Use this data that's right here. And I want you to go through, I want you to use your calculator on this that you have on the Chromebook. So go ahead, punch those numbers in quickly. And then go ahead and get comfortable with that to identify the range, median, mean, and mode real quickly, all right? So take a minute and do so, please. Yeah, make sure you always put the comma in. You don't need to put any spaces in, all right? Well, maybe you do.
No, you don't.
Now, if you put in a number like 46,217, you would put a comma in before 46217. Okay, no commas in like the normal
Oh,
numbers.
I get it.
Okay. The commas only separate each value. All right, yeah. Did you get to my webpage, kiddo? Okay, so put calculation right there. Boom. I suppose I better punch these in too, eh? Time to wake up. Anybody else hear that?
Yeah.
Is it mine?
It went up all time last year. Can you stopwatch it? What's up?
values I need to plug in. So we'll go ahead and clear this out. How many 66s are there, gang? Is there 2 of them? 371s. 72, 74, 75. 75 was a good year. 1975. Two 75s. All right. 76, 77. How many 80s are there? 3 of them?
Yeah.
It's after 80, 81, 83. 84s. 86. All right, I think I've got everything in there. Let me go ahead and submit. Okay, what's the first thing we had to find, gang? Oh no, what happened? Oh, there it goes. How many agree with my mean? 76.04.
Yep.
Is that what you guys got?
Yep.
Okay, what was the next thing we needed to find after the mean then? I'm going to go in here quickly into my notes. What did we get here for an average? What did you guys get for a mean? Somebody talk to me. 76.04. Who's got the range quickly? 50? Okay, so I'll calculate. And you guys understand, just go up here and click these now, right? So the range. Here it comes, 50, I agree. What else do we need to know? Median and mode? What did you guys put in for median? Check it out. 76. And what was your mode? Mode was 71 and 80. Okay, so help me fill these in quickly. You guys remind me, just for note purposes. So what was the range again? Was it 50? Was that right? 50 on the range. The median was, what was the median? 76. And how about the mode? 71 and 80, is that right? Give me a show of hands. How many are with me so far? Good to go on this? Feeling good about it? All right. Hey, the last thing I want to look at then today is example 2. Make sure you got these down here. Are you guys okay, comfortable with using that program?
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Guys, the last example right here, example 2 is kind of a tough one. We want to make sure we know what's going on here, but I'm going to put a star by it quickly just to make sure we understand this problem. You're going to see one like this on a quiz or a test down the road, so you might want to just say example 2, this will be on a quiz or a test sometime. So this could be a quiz or a test question down the road. Okay, how about a volunteer to read this last example here to me? Volunteer to read that. Go ahead, Lily.
Roger scores on 4 tests are 88, 89, 91, and 86.
Okay.
What would you have to get on the last test to have an average score of 98 over 5?
Okay, this is kind of a neat question. All right, first of all, it says you've taken how many tests so far, gang? 4 tests. Okay, I'm going to write those 4 scores down again. All right, we have an 88, we have an 89, we have a 91, and we have an 86. Okay, so I've taken 1, 2, 3, 4 tests. The big idea behind it is this. It says, what would you have to get on the last test? Meaning that after 4 tests taken, you're going to take another test. So how many total tests will we be taking in this situation? There's going to be a 5th test score down here that we don't know. Okay? That makes sense to everybody? There are going to be 5 tests total. We've only taken how many? 4. The question says, what do I have to get on that 5th test in order to average 90 over all 5 tests? Okay. Now, guys, think of it this way. If I would get 90 on every single test, what's my average going to be no matter what? 90. So what average score do I want here? 90. Here's what I'm going to do right below this. Okay? Right below this, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make 5 lines just like this. Okay? Here we go. I'm going to put 90s below each one. To average 90 over 5 tests, that would be like getting 95 different times, wouldn't it? Everybody agree there? To average 90 over 5 tests, that would be like getting 95 different times. That's what's in blue there, right? So the question becomes this. If I have to get 90 on each test to average 90, how many total points have I gotten right here? What's my total for these 5 tests that are all 90s, if that's what I'm trying to average? What would I do with all these 90s? Add them up. What's my total? It's really 90 times 5, isn't it? Aren't there 5 90s right here? Add them up. What do you get for a total score? For the 90s, the blue row. Alright, here's what we need. In order to average 90, I'm going to make a note down here. To average 90 over 5 tests, how many total points did you need again, Lily? We need 450 total points, right? Okay, so how am I getting that 450 total point value? Well, it's like saying I want to average 90 over 5 different tests. That's like the 90 times 5, right? Well, how many tests have we taken, gang, up here in red? 4. Here's the deal, guys. I'm trying to figure out what this score right here has to be so that these 5 scores afterwards total up to what value? 450. Can I total these first 4 scores up right here? Okay, so in red, go ahead and total those first 4 scores for me. How much? 354. So over 4 tests, Haley, you said we have 354 points? Okay, so in red right here, guys, those were the 4 scores given to us, and that total score is 354 points, right? I have 354, but where do I need to get to after I take this last test? 450. What am I going to do with the value 450 and 354 to determine what I need to get on the 5th test to average 90? Yeah, so the solution here is going to look like the following. Okay? So my last test score needs to be you said 450 minus 354, right, Izzy? Is that what you said, subtract? What do we get for a value there? What score do I need to average 90 over 5 tests then? 96. Okay? Guys okay with that? All right. What questions have you guys got over this? All right. I believe the 3rd page is a quick quiz, isn't it? 3132. Okay. Go ahead. Take a couple minutes, get that done. You guys know the practice 19 and that short book page on page 624 is due for tomorrow, right? Yeah. And don't forget, test retakes. If you're retaking that test, needs to be done by Monday, November 3rd. Okay. Any questions for me at all today? Does this make sense? All good? Hey. Okay, let me stop this recording quickly and I'll be right there, okay?